welcome back to Down the Track. The IPL is back and we're doing the player ratings of the first game, RCB versus Mumbai, last ball thriller. RCB, it looked like it was going one way or the other, but at the end they came home and they've won the game. I have with me my co-host, Aziz. How are you, man? Good to have the IPL back.
I cannot wait. I was so looking forward to the IPL and it's great. And then we in our first game we saw a last ball thriller, so it's always fun to see that.
Yeah, at one stage it looked RCB were cruising, but credit to Mumbai, they are fighting back, and that's why they're a championship team. So I decided let's do something different this season. We'll do player ratings kind of episode each day. So let's start off with RCB, the winning team. I'll ask you the player ratings for each player, and then you can ask me for the Mumbai Indians. Cool?
Fair enough.
All right. So let's start with I'll just go in batting order if you don't mind.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll go with Washington Sundar. He opened the batting. He had a specific role which he really couldn't implement today, being extra aggressive. And with the ball, only the 1 over, man. He's supposed to bowl in the power play. He didn't bowl, so a bit different. Kind of surprised the way he was, used this game.
No, I think that's RCB's DNA. I mean, I think they want to just confuse people in general. They don't want they don't want them to just have like a stable plan. Out of the blue, Washington Sundar doesn't bowl. Out of the blue, Charles in the power play, he can get hit. I understand the matchups, but because they wanted to get him out with Lynn or whatever, but it just didn't make sense. And he was unfortunate. I mean, he almost got the inside edge and stuff like that. But I still feel like I think too much importance on the matchups, and sometimes that goes out the window. Having said that, they did win the game, but I think ABD pulled them out of a pickle over there. So moving on, I think the rating for Sundar, I thought the important wicket of Chris Lynn, I think in that over, but overall he wasn't used much, and he couldn't perform as an opener, so 6 on 10 for him.
6 on 10 for Washington Sundar. And then moving on to Virat Kohli. He was supposed to anchor the innings. He was looking good, but then with that strike rate, if you're not going to stay till the end, it can cause problems, and almost did. But your thoughts on his captaincy and his batting and his rating?
Yeah, I think Virat with the captaincy, there's been an issue, and we've been talking about this for way too many years. I think it's just like a broken record now, that there is that slight issue that needs to be improved, and I didn't see that happen in this game in terms of in the captaincy as well. In terms of batting, I thought he started off well. He played a few beautiful shots, but he got out at the wrong time, and that could have been costly had it not been for a quick fire 30 odd from Maxwell, and then of course ABD finishing it off. So overall, I thought a relatively poor game from his high standards. 6.5 on 10 for him.
6.5 on 10 for Kohli. And then Patel, the debutant.
Yeah, he came in with I guess a little bit too much pressure. I don't think he did much at all. 5 on 10 for him.
5 on 10. And then Maxwell, not in Punjab colors. I mean, it's similar red RCB, but he looks a different player already. He scored more sixes than he did last season in one game.
And his highest score as well in the first game. I think 32 was his highest score. I told you this as well. I was texting you on the side. I think he can be good in this season, just because I think the reliance of that pressure or will not be on him, and all the eyes will be on Virat and ABD and maybe Kyle Jamieson as well in this team. So he could probably flash under the radar a little bit, and then every now and again, if he can come up with a 30-40 quick 30-40 runs, that's what he's in the team for. So I think that would be ideal for him. I don't know how it's going to go. We'll have to wait and see, but I think that would probably be the way to go for him. I thought he had a good game today. He got out at the wrong time again, I think. Created a little bit of extra pressure on RCB, but then they had Mr. 360 take care of it. But I thought for the 37 runs that he was on the pitch, I thought he looked good, and he had a couple of really big shots as well. So overall, decent performance. 7.5 on 10.
7.5 on 10. And AB masterclass once again. Bailing RCB out. Beautiful innings.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, there's no words that can describe this man. I just don't want to be shoving out tens in the first game of the season, so I'm going to give him a 9.5. I think it's a little bit unfair because he pulled them out of a really tricky situation. But just because I don't want to be giving tens out so easily, I'll give him a 9.5. That's all. There's no real other logic behind it.
Yeah, sounds good. You're known to be the strict guy anyway, but I think 9.5 is good. He didn't even make a 50, so I think, but yeah, his contribution was next level. I think excellent batting. Shahbaz Ahmed, kind of, with the ball expensive, and then with the bat kind of misplaced. I think he should have batted a bit lower, but yeah, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think again, one of the other players that was probably not used as well as I would have liked. I think came in a little bit in a pressure situation. It's always hard for younger guys to come in and perform, and can't do much about it. 6 on 10, just being a little bit. I'm trying not to be harsh on it, because it's hard in that situation.
Yeah, completely understand. Dan Christian, not as great as Jay either. He's a match winner. He'll surely come back from this, but not the greatest start for him.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, I expect a little bit more from him. I thought he was a little bit expensive with the ball as well. And he couldn't help ABD out, which would have really helped, and it probably wouldn't have gone to the last ball if he was sticking around for a little bit longer. Having said that, I think it's just the first game, rub it off and come back a little bit stronger. 6 on 10 performance from him.
6 on 10 for Dan Christian. Kyle Jamieson, with the bat, he couldn't finish it up, but with the ball, he was very impressive, good pace, and really good to see variations. That means he's already learned, because in New Zealand, he was getting hit against Australia, bowling that line in length, but he's bowling some good lines and a different kind of pace as well, changing it up.
Absolutely, I think he was very, very good. I thought today. I mean, especially in the beginning, he was showing a lot of pace, and he was showing that he was stopping the batsman in the end as well. He came and bowled a few slower balls and made it hard for the likes of Pollard to tonk it out, for the likes of Pollard to really get under it. So I thought very, very good as a first game. All the high volume pressure, high dollar pressure as well. But I think he came out beautifully. I think an 8 on 10 performance from him.
8 on 10 performance for Jamieson. And Harshal Patel, Mr. 5-star, man, excellent bowling. And then, he was there till the end as well with the bat, but 5 wickets in the first game of the IPL, can't ask for more.
Absolutely. I think he was sensational. I think his variations were great. I thought he was very, very good. Again, one of those reasons, just because it's the first game, I don't want to give him a 10 on 10. But at the same time, I think he was fabulous. I thought he varied the ball very well. 20th over, you pick up 4 wickets and you just give away 1 run when the going is tough. That's and you're in RCB, which is known to be very bad at dead bowling. So RCB is the kind of team that will individual brilliance will take you out. So in the bowling, I think Harshal Patel individual brilliance, batting, I think ABD. As a team, they were poor, I thought, overall. But I think just because of this individual brilliance, they were bailed out today. We'll see how they go, but another 9.5 for Harshal Patel. I thought he was very, very good.
Yeah, you set the precedent. If 4 wickets in an over, 3 that he took and 1 run out, you're still not getting 10 on 10. You're a very strict class master, but fair enough. I think it's good to keep those expectations.
I want to see higher quality. It's easy for me to talk from my living room over here.
No, fair enough. And then last is Mohammad Siraj. Very good with the ball. I felt the role that he was given. I think
there's 2 more, Chahal and Siraj.
Oh, sorry, Chahal and Siraj. So let's go. Do you want to go? Let's go with Chahal first.
Yeah, Chahal, I thought a poor outing. I think he's a confidence player, and I think the dropping from the Indian team has cost him a little bit. I think it's playing with his head a little bit, and I thought today was also a poor game. 5.5 on 10 for him.
5.5 from 10. Yeah, I agree with that. I think he was a bit unlucky in the first over. Didn't get the wicket, and after that, the confidence kind of slipped. But Mo Siraj, I think this is the one thing RCB got right. The role that was given to him with the new ball, he showed what he can do.
Absolutely, and even when he came back for that over, if Washington wouldn't have dropped him, he had the chance to take Ishan Kishan as well. That I think when he came back, it was unfortunate that Washington was a little bit ahead, not right on the boundary. Otherwise, he would have been able to nicely catch that catch. But I thought he had a very good game. I think Siraj was on point. I think 7 on 10.
7 on 10. Yeah, fair enough. I think that wraps up RCB's ratings, and you can go ahead and ask me Mumbai's ratings. The defending champions, they lost their first game, but it's usual for them. They will come back.
It's been pretty normal for MI to lose their first game. They usually slow starters, but then they get going. So it's probably a good time to play Mumbai. You should probably play them right in the beginning, first couple of games before they get in their stride. But having said that, let's move on. Rohit Sharma as captain, and as he looked good for the little while that he was on field.
Yeah, I think with captain, he did actually a good job for pulling things back. At the end, they didn't win, so that will go against him. With the bat, he was just unlucky, he got run out. I'm giving him 5 on 10, not because he played badly. I think he was unlucky, but you have to look at the context. They didn't win the game, and he did get out a bit early, even though it wasn't his fault. But it was his fault. I don't was it or it was?
I think it was. I think he said very quickly no. I think Lin very quickly said no. Although it's hard to debate because he moved a couple of sides up. Yeah,
it's hard to debate. So fair enough. Not really his fault, but I'll give him 5 on 10 just because of the performance, or runs on, or because of the stats. Let's say, yeah.
Fair enough. Chris Lynn, my captain, the fantasy.
Yeah, I think great move by our co-host of Aziz for captaining him. I think that's a very gutsy move, and it paid off, I think, and he deserved a 50. Slow start, but he showed what he can do. And man, this Mumbai team is stacked. You know, they have Quinton de Kock as well, waiting to come out after quarantine. But if this is their backup opener, then you know there's a lot of quality in this team, and they will have the off game, like you know, where they lose like today. But there is quality in this team. I think the way he played against the spinners is very impressive. The big shots, really good, where he hits them like really hard and long. So it was a good innings. Probably needed to go on though, like 70, 80. I would give him probably. I'll give him 7 out of 10 because I think he should have gone at least made it like 60, 70 because he got the start.
I think so. I agree with you. That start, especially when the ball was getting old, it was hard to bat on. So it was important for him to stick it out. But anyway, Suryakumar Yadav, for his short stay, he was looking good.
He was looking amazing, I think, looking $1 million, and he looks good on these kind of pitches where it's not too easy. He has shots all around. He picks a shot for different delivery. But again, I think that extra bounce from Jamieson did him. It was a really good delivery to get out a class player. Again, he should have, I think, batted a bit longer. But while he was there, he looked good. I think I'd give him a 6 out of 10. I think looked good, but should have converted.
Yeah, that same over, the pickup shot with the over that he got out, the pickup shot over mid wicket was just beautiful to see, though.
Yeah, beautiful. That shot I'll give like 10 out of 10, but overall, the match context, I'll give him 6 out of 10.
Fair enough. Ishan Kishan, he looked good as well.
Ishan Kishan as well. He came out all guns blazing. A bit lucky, got dropped as well, I think, but he batted pretty good. And if he stayed, I think they would have got to that 180 target, which would have been match winning. So again, you know, he needs to just make sure that he stays till the end when he's in that kind of position. But Harshal Patel was bowling brilliantly, and you know, credit to him. I'd give him a 6 on 10. Ishan Kishan.
Yeah. Moving on to the Fab 3 that didn't perform that well today. Hardik Pandya starting off with it.
Yeah, I think he was poor, like one or two good shots, but apart from that, 13 of 10, you expect more from him. I think they will perform as the things go, but this is the worry, right? When the 3 don't perform, Mumbai average score is like 150, 160, so they need to perform. A lot of pressure will be on them, and I think they will come back. They're high quality players, and Hardik Pandya just wasn't his day. I'll have to give him a 4.5 out of 10.
Fair enough. You're a stickler. At least I don't give 10s, but I don't give that low points to anybody almost. You're a stickler for
Mumbai Indians. Mumbai Indians have high expectations.
Fair enough. Moving on, Pollard.
Pollard, 7 out of 9, man. I'm saying 7 runs of 9 balls. So I'll give him 4 out of 10. You need more from him. And I was surprised not to see him and Hardik bowl. I think one of them should have bowled. I know Hardik has that injury. Then if he does, then Pollard should have bowled. You know, the slower cutters I think would have helped. So I was very surprised with that. 4 out of 10. Expect more. And the reason I'm harsh is because these contributions would have been crucial for them in winning the game.
Surely. Krunal,
I think I'll give him a tad bit more. I think he bowled well and kept Mumbai in the game. I'll give him 6 on 10 purely on his bowling, but his batting, he didn't have much time, I guess. So it's okay. Like, you know, maybe a few more hits here and there, but I think he was good with the ball. And that's something where Mumbai are going to struggle. We said this is their weakness, the spin department. And to see him economical and picking up a wicket, that's good to see. And if he can improve on that, it'll really help Mumbai. So I'll give him a 6 out of 10.
Yep, I think I agree with that. Then moving on to the youngster, the 6'8" Marco Jansen.
In the beginning, his first couple of deliveries, he got hit from Virat Kohli, and I thought he's a poor man's Mohammad Irfan. I commented that as well, but he came back really well. It impressed me. You know, the mental strength these youngsters are showing, incredible. And he came back, he picked up a couple of wickets, and he got Mumbai back into the game. I think that last over he bowled really well as well, almost won them or took it to the super over. So I can't really blame him. Of course, he will learn. You know, this is, but to get a couple of wickets, economy of 7, I think it'll give him a lot of confidence going into rest of the games, especially against such a stacked RCB lineup. And it looks like he has a good head on his shoulders, and that height will definitely help him. So I'm gonna go probably 7 out of 10, man, because I think he deserves an extra point for he was on debut.
Yeah, another game. And moving on, Rahul Chahar will be a poor game. I think Piyush Chawla will be looking at probably starting the next game.
I mean, this is the problem. Spinners, the Mumbai spinners, I think this is the weakness, and it was exposed today. I feel Rahul Chahar is a good bowler, though. I think he will learn from that. He's a youngster. Mumbai should back him. I understand Piyush Chawla is there, so that will increase the competition, and I'm sure Chahar will come back strong. But this is the issue. They need to at least pick up wickets. If you're going to get hit, that's okay, but you need to pick up wickets. And you can say the same thing about Chahal today as well. So it's okay for now, but that is Mumbai's kind of weakness, the spin department. And today was slightly exposed, especially from Chahar's side, going for 10 runs and over. I'll probably give him a 4 out of 10. I know it's a bit harsh, but if you picked up a wicket or two, Mumbai could have even won the game.
Yep, I agree. Moving on, Bumrah.
Bumrah was outstanding. At the end, he just came up against the class AB de Villiers. That shot he hit over extra cover was brilliant, but I think Bumrah kept Mumbai properly in the game and almost given them a chance to win. 2 overs, 26 runs. If it wasn't for AB, that economy rate would have been 3 or 4. So he has that knack of picking up wickets. In Mumbai colors, he's just outstanding. Even with India, to be honest, he's an excellent bowler. He can bowl on the death. He can. He bowled only one over with the new ball. So I think his role is going to be come in that middle over, pick up a wicket, then bowl at the death. So his role is kind of being defined right now from Rohit Sharma. I think he was class apart. I'm going to give him the highest mark from Mumbai. I'll give him 8 out of 10. I think it was a world-class performance by him. And if Mumbai won, I would have probably even given them more because it was outstanding bowling.
Yeah, I agree. And then finally, Bolt.
I think Trent Bolt was slightly disappointing, 9 runs per over. He picked up a wicket, but apart from that, he didn't look as menacing as we thought he would. And I think these pitches, he will be I'm not saying he'll get exposed, but he'll have to do something a bit different because I think in UAE it actually suited him with that angle and the way the pitches were. Over here, it might not be as easy. The wickets might be favoring the batsman a bit more, so he'll have to work on that. I think Trent Bolt get some more variations. Line length as well, maybe increase his pace, change his pace. He'll have to work on that. I think I'll give him a 5 out of 10. I think it was an average performance. It wasn't too bad. He picked up a wicket, but an average performance, 5 out of 10.
I think I agree with you over there. I think that wraps it up. Looking forward to the second game tomorrow now.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a cracker. Can't wait. We'll do the play ratings there. Pant versus Dhoni. What experience versus youth. It's going to be crazy, man.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much.
Take care.
Take care.